In the suburbs of Northern Virginia, the night never truly falls. Streetlights cast a calm glow, but beyond the houses, another light rises from the horizon. Rows of massive buildings stretch across the dark fields. Their walls hum with a steady vibration, a sound that never ends. Inside a quiet home, a woman closes her window and presses her hand against the glass. The faint tremor travels through her palm like a distant engine. It is not traffic. It is not a storm. It is the sound of thousands of machines working at once. These are the places that keep the modern world alive. They do not make noise to be heard, and they do not rest to be seen. Inside them, endless racks of computers process images, words, and data. They answer the questions we whisper to our phones and power the systems we rely on each day. Few people ever step inside these buildings, yet every person depends on them. Each message sent, each photo stored, each search made travels through their circuits. They are the hidden factories of the digital age, the unseen heart of artificial intelligence. But this new heart beats loudly. Its pulse can be felt in the rising cost of electricity, in the heat that fills the air, in the quiet unease of neighborhoods that no longer sleep. As AI grows smarter, these places must grow larger, demanding more power and more water to survive. For every new question we ask the machines, they draw a little more from the world around us. So tonight, as millions close their eyes, these buildings stay awake. They glow against the dark sky, feeding on the same energy that powers our homes. The hum outside is the sound of progress, but also a reminder that every light comes with a shadow. Why does our pursuit of intelligence consume so much of the planet's strength? And how did these invisible giants become part of our everyday lives? The answer lies in the quiet expansion of a world built for machines. At dawn, the country looks peaceful from above. But as the first light spreads across the land, small clusters begin to glow. From Virginia to California, from the plains of Texas to the hills of Oregon, massive buildings rise from the ground, identical in color and shape, silent yet alive. Every week, new ones appear. Each structure covers the size of several football fields, built in places most people will never visit. There are no street signs, no windows, and no names written on the walls. Only fences, cameras, and lights that never turn off. These are the factories of the digital age. They do not build cars or steel. They build the foundation of our virtual world. Inside them, data flows like water, connecting billions of devices and thoughts. Every photo, every message, every request for AI passes through their endless corridors. Yet there is no single map that shows them all. No public record, no open list of where they stand. The information is hidden, often marked as confidential or protected by corporate secrecy. Even local governments sometimes do not know who truly owns the land behind those walls. But patterns are visible from above. Clusters appear near power grids and water lines, where electricity is stable and land is cheap. These choices are not random. They are part of a system carefully designed by the world's largest technology companies. Amazon calls them regions. Microsoft calls them campuses. Google and Meta call them zones. But together, they form the same thing, a digital empire built in silence. Each company builds faster to keep up with the next. Each project grows larger than the one before. Tax incentives and local deals push the construction forward. As cities compete to host the infrastructure of the future, in some states, the number of new centers doubles every few years, outpacing the growth of housing and schools. From the sky, they resemble a new kind of city. A city without people, without sound, without rest. A city that never sleeps, because the world it supports never stops asking for answers. They are the heart of the invisible world, a world that lives beneath the surface of our daily lives. And as this empire expands, its borders draw closer to where we live, reaching the quiet neighborhoods that once belonged only to people. In Northern Virginia, the night air carries a faint vibration that never fades. It moves through the walls of houses, through the glass of windows, and into the silence of bedrooms. Inside one home, a child wakes up before dawn. He tells his mother that a spaceship has landed nearby. But when she listens, she hears only a constant low hum, steady and unbroken. It sounds distant yet close, like an engine that never stops breathing. The family tries to sleep again, but the sound does not leave. Even when the windows are shut and the curtains drawn, the walls seem to pulse with the rhythm outside. In the morning, the mother steps outside and looks across the street. Behind a tall fence, a new building has risen, covered in white panels with no signs or windows. Only the faint shimmer of heat rises above it, bending the air. She learns that it is one of several new data centers built in the county. The noise comes from the cooling systems that keep the servers inside from overheating. Each fan spins day and night, pushing out warm air and drawing in cool air again. The process never stops. Neighbors begin to share the same story. They wake up with headaches or feel the walls shake at night. Some spend money replacing windows or installing insulation, but the sound remains. It cannot be blocked because it is not just heard, it is felt. In town meetings, residents ask why the centers were built so close to their homes. Officials reply that the projects were approved under agreements they cannot disclose. Many of those agreements are protected by non-disclosure terms between local authorities and private companies. The people who live there are told little more than that the construction followed all required permits. In Prince William County, more than 70 data centers already operate. New ones are planned to surround entire neighborhoods, each building taller than the last. Some plots of land that were once reserved for housing have been rezoned for industrial use. The hum that fills the air is no longer temporary. It is part of daily life now. At night, when the family turns off the lights, the vibration remains. It runs through the floor and into the quiet moments between heartbeats. The machines outside never sleep, and neither do the people who live beside them. But the noise is only the beginning. The thirst is yet to come, and it begins here, in the desert. At sunrise, the horizon glows red over the dry plains of Arizona. The air is still, and the wind moves only dust. A silver pipeline cuts through the sand, leading toward a cluster of tall white buildings. Beside them, water tanks reflect the early light, like mirrors in a place that has almost forgotten what rain feels like. These are data centers built where water is scarce. Inside, thousands of machines generate heat every second. To keep them alive, a constant stream of water flows through cooling systems. Every day, millions of gallons of fresh water disappear into the process, evaporating into air hotter than the land itself. A farmer nearby walks along a cracked irrigation canal. He looks toward the new structures beyond his field. The crops he grows depend on the same aquifer that feeds the machines. When he turns on his pump, the water sputters before it flows. He pauses for a moment, staring at the ground as if listening for the sound of what is left. Maps of the region tell the same story. The red zones of drought stretch across the southwest, and when overlaid with another map, a pattern appears. The dots of data centers align with the driest parts of the land. Where the rivers shrink, the servers grow. In Maricopa County, Arizona, a single complex can use more than 1 million gallons of water each day. That is enough to supply tens of thousands of people. The water is clean, treated, and drinkable, but it ends as steam rising from cooling towers. Invisible to the eye, yet heavy in cost. Companies promise to become water positive by 2030. They say they will save or restore as much water as they use. But most of those pledges rely on credit systems and offset projects. Instead of using less, they pay others to conserve elsewhere. On paper, the balance looks perfect. In the desert, the wells run deeper. Back in the fields, the farmer kneels beside the soil. The surface is dry and pale. He digs his hand into the dirt and lifts it slowly. The grains fall through his fingers like time itself. Above him, the machines keep running. The hum is steady, the pipes glisten in the sun, and the air shimmers with heat. The more AI learns, the more the planet thirsts. But water is only one part of the story. Power comes next. Before dawn, the sky above Nebraska glows faintly orange. At the edge of a river, steam rises again from the towers of an old coal plant. Its engines had been silent for years, shut down as part of the state's clean energy plan. Now the lights inside burn once more. Pipes rattle, valves open, and the turbines begin to spin. The sound that once marked the industrial age has returned, this time to power the invisible machines of the digital one. The reason lies hundreds of miles away, inside massive data centers that never sleep. Every server inside them feeds on electricity. Every new AI model requires more than the last. A single rack of processors can use as much energy in a day as an entire household. Multiply that by thousands, and the demand becomes impossible to ignore. Power companies once promised to replace coal and gas with clean alternatives. They built solar farms across deserts and wind turbines across the plains. But as AI workloads exploded, the grid began to strain. The steady hum of progress demanded something the new systems could not yet supply. So the old plants were called back into service. Coal mines reopened, natural gas facilities expanded, and towns that had once celebrated their closure watched the smoke rise again. In some states, energy utilities postponed plans to shut down their fossil plants. In others, they approved the construction of new gas-powered stations. The mission was clear: to keep the servers alive no matter what it took. Day and night, they pull electricity in a constant stream. And the grid must deliver it without interruption, even at the cost of the air itself. From above, the change is visible. Thin trails of smoke stretch across the Midwest, each one a reminder that the future runs on power from the past. The push for artificial intelligence has reignited the engines of an older world, but the cost travels further than the sky. Utility companies are investing billions to upgrade the grid, adding high-voltage lines and substations to meet demand. They call it modernization, but the cost flows downward to the people who use the power last. In some regions, bills are projected to rise by nearly 50% within the next decade. At a kitchen table, a man unfolds his utility bill. The number is larger than last month. He turns off a light to save power, unaware that miles away, another light has turned on inside a windowless building to process his next command. Each request made in the cloud returns to the ground as a new demand for energy. AI answers faster than ever, but every response burns a little more fuel, costs a little more money, and leaves a little more heat behind. The world keeps the lights on. The machines keep running, and the grid grows heavier each day. And as power continues to flow through the wires, one question remains: who truly benefits from all this energy? The answer is not found in the neighborhoods that pay higher bills, but in the quiet offices where the deals are made. Across the United States, governors and mayors compete for the same promise. They call it progress, investment, innovation. But what it often means is a race to give more away. Tax breaks, subsidies, and discounted land are offered to attract the next data center. Each new facility is announced as a victory for the local economy. Each groundbreaking ceremony comes with speeches about the future. In reality, the benefits are uneven. A single project can receive hundreds of millions of dollars in tax relief, yet employ fewer than 100 permanent workers once construction is done. The vast halls that hum with AI servers run mostly on automation, monitored by a handful of engineers behind locked doors. In Virginia alone, more than 50 data center projects received nearly $1 billion in tax exemptions in a single year. In Ohio, one company negotiated a full property tax abatement for 15 years. The name of the company was hidden behind an unfamiliar LLC. Months later, local records revealed the truth. It was another major tech corporation, quietly expanding under a different name. The incentives keep growing because no state wants to be left behind. They fear losing investment, prestige, and jobs to their neighbors. And so, one by one, they lower the cost of entry for the world's richest companies. Meanwhile, the local communities pay for the new roads, the upgraded power lines, and the higher utility rates that follow. A resident in Prince William County looks at the empty lot behind her home. It was once zoned for housing. Now it will host a complex of white walls and humming machines. She receives no share of the profit, only the rising noise and a larger electric bill each month. The pattern repeats across the country. Billions in corporate incentives, hundreds of jobs at most, and a growing strain on the very infrastructure people depend on. AI has become the new gold rush. But the number of miners keeps shrinking. The wealth flows upward while the weight of it presses down. The hum of servers now carries the echo of an older question. Does the progress of technology truly brighten everyone's future? Or does it simply cast a stronger light on the fortunes of a few? In this age of endless consumption, can we still find a smarter way forward? The search has already begun. In a quiet industrial yard outside Reno, Nevada, stacks of old electric car batteries wait under the pale morning light. Their labels are faded, their metal shells worn from years of use. For most, this is the end of their journey. But for a new generation of engineers, it is only the beginning. Inside a nearby warehouse, the air smells of copper and ozone. Machines pull apart each battery cell, separating the metals within. Nickel, lithium, and cobalt are collected, refined, and prepared for another purpose. They will not return to a car this time. They will return as power for something far larger. At a new facility operated by Redwood Materials, these recycled metals are turned into energy storage systems, feeding the growing demand of data centers that support artificial intelligence. Nearby, another company, Crusoe, captures excess gas from oil fields, once burned into the sky as waste, and converts it into clean electricity for cloud computing. The fuel that once polluted now powers the machines that shape tomorrow. These projects are small compared to the scale of the problem, but they signal a change in direction. Across the country, new ideas are emerging. Some researchers are building smaller, local data centers powered by solar microgrids. Others design cooling systems that use recycled water or outside air instead of fresh supply. The goal is not to stop progress, but to make it live in balance with the world that sustains it. The task is immense, but so is the potential. The same creativity that built the digital empire can be used to rebuild its foundation. Every byte of data, every spark of intelligence, can exist without draining what lies beneath it. As the sun rises over the rows of wind turbines and battery stacks, the horizon glows with both light and possibility. AI cannot be stopped, but it can be guided. It can be taught not just to think, but to think wisely. For technology to truly brighten human life, we must first look into the shadows that its light creates.